Joining us now is the former governor of Virginia, Bob McDonnell. Governor, great to see you.
Hey, John. Thanks for having me on.
So, there doesn't seem to be any end of the Democrats' willingness to go after President Trump. He's been dealing with intense political pressure from these investigations ever since he won the election in 2016, literally the night he won the election. You got a sense of what this was like when you were the governor of Virginia. The FBI investigated you and your family on public corruption charges dealing with your daughter's wedding a few years earlier. Folks can Google that if they want to know more. We're not going to get too much into that. There were calls for your resignation. But what was it like for you to go through something like that and come out in the end of it? There were, everything was, all the charges were dropped, all the accusations were dropped, and, you went through the ringer for basically nothing.
Well, to go from governor to indicted in 10 days was just crushing. I've spent 38 years in public service and thought I brought a team of good public servants together to govern Virginia well. And then the Obama administration and the Holder AG office brought these charges down. And of course, we fought for 3.5 years, $28 million in legal fees, and were unanimously vindicated by the U.S. Supreme Court. But it took a lot. But during that time, I have to say, John, I had Democrats and Republicans around the country. I mean, leaders and normal people that came to my aid because they saw that it was wrong. And I guess, what I learned, John, we have a great criminal justice system, but it's not perfect because it's made up of human beings. They have biases, they have political judgments, and they have immense power with little supervision. That's what Justice Breyer said in the Supreme Court about federal prosecutors. And so I think they were wrong in my case to bring the charges, and I think they've been wrong in some other cases. But this is what America, see in the legislature now. It's supposed to be negotiation and legislation, and now it turns out to be litigation.
Yeah.
And,
I wonder when the American people are going to put their foot down and say enough is enough. You hear about all these investigations and this committee investigating this and that committee investigating that. What about prescription drugs? Making those cheaper? What about making our health care more affordable? What about securing our borders, not just the southern border, but elsewhere? Democrats seem to be legislating solely for political motives, just for their side of the aisle. And that's happening in your state, the state which you used to be the governor of. Let's talk about some of this legislation that's passed there in the Commonwealth recently, starting with HB 17. That bill would have Virginia join the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, an agreement by each participating state to basically void the Electoral College. This is crazy.
Well, that compact basically says that Virginia will give all its electoral votes to whichever candidate or ticket wins the popular vote nationwide, which completely disregards what happens actually in Virginia. And it's because it's a short-term reaction to throw out 200 plus years of the constitutional provision for the Electoral College to be in place. It's very short-sighted. Our founders were brilliant. They weren't perfect, but we've only amended the Constitution 27 times. Control both houses. This has become a blue state for the first time in 26 years now, John, and we see just this flood of things to increase more unions and more gambling and more taxes and more regulations and less personal freedoms, especially in the area of firearms. So, Governor, it's a different world.
If you look at Bernie Sanders, even the unions now are starting to say, whoa, 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 no, thank you for this socialism stuff. Let's talk about another bill there in Virginia, HB 961. That bill is looking to ban the sale of certain semi-automatic firearms. People say this will basically make AR-15 style weapons illegal as a whole. We've seen the backlash from Virginians who have gone to these meetings to try and protest this. Some people say they're not going to give up their guns no matter what. What happens here if this actually becomes law?
John, I've never seen a movement like I have seen from law-abiding citizens who appreciate their Second Amendment rights since I've been in state government for 25 years. We had 25,000 citizens peacefully protest against this package of legislation about 3 weeks ago. Only one arrest. That charge was dropped. Very peaceful. And these are people that engaged in open carry all over the state capitol. It was an extraordinary outpouring, and about 75 jurisdictions in Virginia, well over half the state, has declared themselves
it's nonviolent civil disobedience. And we'll see what comes of it. It's not the scene you're seeing at these Antifa rallies in Portland, Oregon, a much different scene.
Not at all.
You have in Virginia. Governor, look forward to the next time. Great to see you, sir.
Okay,
Thanks so
John.
much.
Thank you.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing news channel, now in 65 million homes. Get Newsmax TV on all the major cable systems or go to newsmaxtv.com and click on the Find Newsmax tab to locate us. Remember, Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.